What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about a topic of Jeeps, and to be more specific, unibody platform Jeeps. So behind me there are two almost identical 1997 Jeep unibodies, XJ platform, ZJ platform. And what I'm going to do here in this video, for those who probably don't know, maybe a lot of you probably, I'm sure, do know the differences or what each one is, but some of you maybe may not know which one's better for you, or what you might want, or what if you might like one or the other. I'm gonna, here in this video, hopefully cover a bunch of different features and things about either or in both, and for more or less both, and hopefully help you guys out with maybe making a decision on which one of these buttes might be in your near future. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, like I said, behind me here, two identical, same exact red 1997 Jeeps, a Grand Cherokee and a plain Cherokee. Now, the Grand Cherokees were made, I believe, from 1993 up to 1998 in this particular body style, which is called the ZJ platform. And the Cherokees, if memory serves me correctly, were made in this particular body style. Two body styles of this platform, the XJ platform. They started 1984 or 1988, I believe, and they went all the way up to 2001. Now, the XJs from 84 or 88 when they started up to 96 was pretty much, technically there was three. There's, I believe, the early 80, there's the 84, 88 when it started to, like, I think 90 or 89. Then there's the 90 or 90, whatever it was, up to 96 body style of the XJ. And then there's this platform, this body style of the XJ, which is the 97 to 2001. The ZJs, the older, there were only two specific body styles of the ZJ platform. 1993 up to 1995 was one body style, which is exactly the same as this body style. The only difference is the front grille and it's some of the cladding down the side. And then there's this platform, which is 1996 to 1998, is this body style with the dip down in the bumper, different cladding. And for the ZJs, there's a couple different engine options. You had the 4-liter straight six, you had the 5.2 V8, and for the last year of the ZJ, which is the 1998 year, there is a very limited run, like 500 and some change, of the 5.9 360 V8 limited editions, which are extremely rare. Now, the XJs, I believe in the earlier years, the humble beginning years of the XJ, they did come with a Buick V6, and I think in the earlier year they also might have came with a 4-cylinder, but I know for the most part they're straight sixes. They were never really offered in a V8, the XJ. Only the ZJs were. Now, other differences. As you can see, the XJs, for the most part, to be known, or you could tell, are more square and defined, sharper lines. The Grand Cherokees, for the most part, are still square, but they have a little more roundedness to them. And the difference in style of the headlights as well. For the most part, the back of the Jeeps are pretty similar as well, with the tailgates and So little differences, like I said, the Grand Cherokees have a little more curvature lines to them than the XJ's more square body lines. And XJ's also come with metal bumpers. Grand Cherokees never did. Both Jeeps, four-wheel drive. The ZJs in the earlier years, 93 to 95, were full-time four-wheel drive. Part-time four-wheel drive was not available till 1996. XJs, I believe, for the most part, were always two-wheel or four-wheel. But another difference is XJ Cherokees have coil spring suspension front and leaf spring suspension in the rear. Grand Cherokees are coil springs all the way around. Grand Cherokees, as well as the XJs, seating for 5. 2 people up front, 3 in the rear. XJs are the same. 2 people front, 3 in the rear. The dashboards are, I guess, oh, they're a little bit different. Dashboards for your Grand Cherokee, a little more wood grain and kind of like the full wood grain for more luxury and stuff and comfort, versus the XJ more stripped down, bare bones, basic. Again, although some XJ models do come power windows, this is a manual window vehicle, XJ, versus the power windows in the ZJ. As I mentioned before, both vehicles are unibody structure, which I'll show you what that means. Underneath here, as you can see, this is the unibody rail. It's not technically a frame. It's a unibody structure that runs the length of the vehicle. And everything gets bolted to that structure. Same as this one, the XJ. The unibody gets bolted to the structure of the vehicle. I mean, the unibody is part of the frame and body, and the suspension and all that gets bolted to it. As you can see there's your leaf spring on the XJ. And you got your transfer case and your automatic transmission, just like here on the Grand Cherokee ZJ. Your transfer case, automatic transmission. Now let's talk transmissions, because this is where it gets controversial, because some don't know and some don't believe, or they've heard of and don't believe, that the ZJ Grand Cherokees never came 5-speed. That is a lie. They did. I don't know if it was for a few years or just a very rare. I know it was a very, very, very rare option, which is why they're very hard to find. A lot of people will convert them to a 5-speed manual, but they did come from the factory with a 5-speed manual, but they're extremely, extremely hard to find. The XJ Cherokees had an typical optional 5-speed manual transmission, or you can get automatic. This is the automatic, as well as that as an automatic. The XJs were more typical and easier to come by and get in a 5-speed manual. These were not very optioned that much with the 5-speed, so they're extremely hard to find. But they are out there, or you can find that same. I believe it's I forgot what the XTX or something 5, some kind of, I forgot the name designation. But the 5-speed manual that's used in the XJ Cherokee and all the pedals, I believe, can be swapped into the Grand Cherokees if you were to want. It is a lot of work, but it can be done. And same thing with the Cherokees. if you were to buy an automatic and wanted to swap it to your automatic Cherokee to a 5-speed Cherokee, you can do so as well if you had acquired all the clutch pedals, linkages, the transmission, everything else you need. Clutch, you know. As for model-wise, the Cherokee, all throughout the years from its very XJ started XJ year till now, had multiple different, shall we say, optional packages. There's the Pioneer that I know of. There's the Cherokee Chief of the 80s into the early 90s. Cherokee Country, which from the factory, I was informed, the Cherokee Country from the early 90s to mid 90s, that body stop, that trim package, shall we say, of the XJ came factory with the 2-inch upcountry package, which is the lift from the factory. They also came with the Cherokee Sport Edition, which is another trim package, and as well as the Cherokee Classic and the Cherokee Limited. Now, majority of the Cherokees of this body style, 97 to 2001, are going to be with the body color and bare plastic or black trim. Usually the trim, for the most part, is like this dark gray black plastic, and over the years, sun damage gets to it, and they're not upkept, they get turned to gray. But, most of them are going to be in this kind of trim package. It was pretty much your normalized package of this body style, the 97 to 2001. However, the limited editions that were available came with body color wheel well moldings, bumpers, and other trim, whatever other trim there was that came body colored as well. As like the grill was also in the headlight bezels on the limiteds were also painted body color. So the whole Jeep was based, if say this was a limited, it would be a all red Jeep. Red wheel well moldings, bumpers, cladding, headlight bezels, and grill. Now, for the Grand Cherokees, let me get out the sunlight, same scenario. The Grand Cherokees came, for the most part, in 2 options. Two package options. 3 if you count the last year for the 5.9 Limited. Actually, no, there's more. There is their bare bones basic edition, which is the Laredo, which this is the Laredo package. Gray bumpers, plastic cladding, and then body color. The limited edition comes with all the bumpers and the cladding, body color, just like the XJs did. And then you had also the Grand Cherokee Orvis edition. And the Orvis edition, I believe, was either based off the Laredo platform with the gray and body color cladding, or it was, I think, sort of a limited. I don't remember 100% sure. I haven't really looked too far into the Orvis editions. I do know the Orvis editions were put out by Jeep and Chrysler to compete with the Ford Explorer Eddie Bauer edition, is what that whole ordeal was about. Now, and again, the Orvis editions are extremely rare too, because again, they didn't make many of them, just like the final year with the 5.9 Limited edition. And the Orvis editions, I think, were pretty much whatever body color they came in, I guess, for the most part. And on the cladding, there would be a blue pinstriping line that goes all the way down on your cladding to designate the outside, and it would obviously say Orvis edition. On the interior of your Orvis, it would be two-tone. I believe leather seats, or I don't know if they, again, I don't know too much into how they optioned out the Orvises, But the Orvis editions I know were two-tone on the door panel and two-tone coloring on the seats as well. Now, getting back into the whole transmission ordeal, let's get into a transfer case. Now, these Grand Cherokees, for the most part, had, I believe, 3 types of transfer cases all throughout their year run. This transfer case, which is the most desirable, the Select Track, which had the 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive part-time, full-time 4-wheel drive, neutral, and then the 4 low. There was another transfer case, I believe, in these that did not have the 4-wheel drive either part-time or the 4-wheel drive full-time option. It was 2-wheel drive, one of these two, and then the 4-wheel drive low and the neutral. Or if you were really unlucky and you bought the older year, which was the year that is probably the worst on gas because of the fact of the full-time 4-wheel drive, you would only have 4-wheel high and 4-wheel low and then neutral. That would be your designation to tell you that you have the full-time 4-wheel drive model. The XJ Cherokees, I believe, for the most part, have that same Select Track that's in here, I believe, in that one there. I don't remember exactly the designation number of the transfer cases, 242 or whatever they are, but they pretty much, so it's pretty much what they have. Now, another similarity, even though they have different suspension setups, is the XJ Cherokee and the ZJ Grand Cherokees have pretty much the same axles underneath them, unless you optioned out for a different axle, which they still did end up every once, if you're lucky, you could find in the ZJ as well. Both Grand Cherokee and XJ Cherokee have Dana 30 front differentials. There is, I don't know about on the XJs, but I have noticed on some of the ZJs, although it could have been on there too, on the XJs, probably difference between the year or whatever options you have. There was a high pinion and a low pinion Dana 30 front axle. And what high pinion and low pinion means, it's where your drive shaft goes into the differential, and the front differential. If it's high pinion, it's more ground clearance. Low pinions have it hanging down lower, which is probably the less likely desirable of the differential of the Dana 30s. Even though they're really a weak axle for the most part, if you're really trying to take these off road and beat them up, the Dana 30s aren't really going to hold up that much. But they're great for if you're just daily driving it, taking it through the winter and snow, and just getting where you got to go. You ain't got to worry about nothing. They're bulletproof. It's when you start beating, but then again, once you start beating the crap out of any vehicle, it's not going to hold up. But anyway, the high pinion Dana 30 front differentials are the better ones to get. In the rear, for the most part, you're going to guaranteed find either of these Jeeps with a Dana 35 rear differential. Even though the Dana 35 rear differential in the XJ is going to be a leaf spring axle. The Dana 35 in the ZJ is going to be a coil spring axle. And I've known for these to be front and rear gear differentials around, from what I've owned 350 gears in the differentials in either of these. I've also had a Grand Cherokee with the 4-liter straight 6 that had 373 gears front and back from the factory. So you have different gear ratio options, I'm guessing, you could find out there, or even upgrade them as you start upgrading your Jeep more. You put bigger tires, naturally you want to put change the gears so it can handle the bigger tires so your Jeep's not slow. or sluggish, I should say, because Jeeps are not meant to go fast. They're meant to go anywhere. Also, there is a chance some of these, I think, was an option, because I've had them in a V8 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I have heard that they did come in here. Actually, no. Well, although I'm sure they did come in there. The XJs have an optional rear differential of the 8 3/4, the Chrysler 8 3/4. But I'm sure they might have even come with the Dana 44. The Grand Cherokees did come with a Dana 44 optional rear differential. I've had a V8 318 Grand Cherokee with the Dana 44 rear axle. Let me see what else I could come up with here. I think pretty much it that I can remember at the moment. Sunroof options. I don't know if the XJs ever came sunroof. I'm sure they might have, where you can get them. The Grand Cherokee ZJs did have optional sunroof options. And I believe last I heard, the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited, which they did in the last year of the Grand Cherokee ZJ platform run, I believe from last I heard, most of them to all of them did come with factory sunroofs. But yeah, it's not the best engine option, personally, and a lot of other people would agree for these. If you're looking to get into either of these are a great option, is the 4-liter straight 6 engine. It's a super durable, super strong engine. They're not completely bad on gas if you take care of them, do the maintenance, and you drive civilized. The V8 options are completely bad on. They're not that great on gas, but I've had the V8 318, and it was actually still a very strong, durable Jeep motor. And think about it this way, the way I see it, the 318 Jeep, the 318 V8 engine has been around. Chrysler's had around for a long time. It's been a tried and true, tested, durable engine. Is it powerful as heck? No. But is it durable for a V8? Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much that with that. But either way, honestly, you can't go wrong. The Grand Cherokee's biggest Achilles heel is their transmissions. If you find one that was taken care of, adult owned, maintained, you're good to go. Golden. Just take care of it yourself. Keep the regular maintenance up on it like this one is, because this one was maintained by an older gentleman I got this one from, and I haven't had any issues with it. But the XJs do come with a different automatic than the Grand Cherokees. These have the 42RE automatic transmissions. The Cherokees have the AX4, I believe it's called. Someone can chime in and comment if you know. But these are the better platform. Most people would go as far as to say. I've had both. I've had a lot of both. This is my 3rd XJ. This is my 6th Grand Cherokee ZJ. I love both Jeeps. I'm a big firm believer and lover of the unibody platform Jeeps. I think they're very affordable, durable, great bang for your buck buys. If you're looking for a good, solid, older, cheap SUV to get into that's going to get you through the winter, get you back and forth, and as long as you find a good one that was maintained and not beaten on, you're good to go. And yeah, that's it for the most part. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna end the video here on this side note here, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Peace out. Have a good day, week, year. I don't know. I'll see you guys soon.